Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you're doing well today. It's a beautiful day in Minnesota, and I am excited to get crafting. So, if you're here and you can hear me, let me know by leaving a little comment. I'm going to just check and make sure everything is going well on my end. I don't know if I anticipate a whole bunch of people being here today because it is a weekday and we are in the middle of the day. So if you didn't know, I am a kindergarten teacher, although some days I am home midday. We do not have kindergarten 5 days a week, but sometimes I am home. So today is one of those days where I am home and I'm crafting. Hi, Jana, and hi, Ann. Can you hear me all right? If you can, let me know in the chat. I already saw that you said hello, which is very helpful. Thank you. I hope you can hear. Looks like we have about 5 people here tonight, or this tonight. I'm so used to Better Press Babes. Cold in Wisconsin. Well, you must be able to hear me if you can tell me about the weather, because I already told you about our weather. Perfect. All right. I'm using a different microphone today, so I just wanted to make sure everything was hunky-dory. So, hi, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I'm excited for you to be here with me today. I am doing something a little different today. Hi, Sharon. We are, I'm filming this on YouTube, but it's also streaming to my Facebook page. So I thought I'd just do a little experiment and see how that goes today. I don't know. It could work well. It could not. So far, we're looking fine on YouTube. So that's good for me. So I do see a few of you in the chat that if you're watching live, I'd love to chat with you and see how things are going. And if you have any questions, feel free to pop those in the chat. No problem at all. Or if you want to chat with each other, I am very open to that as well. If you're watching on the replay, let me know by leaving a comment and a like. It does really help get this out to more people, which makes everything better in the crafting community when we can get more crafting to more people. All right, time for a little update. So I'm super excited to show you what I have today. I'm going to quick grab 2 cards I've already made with the Trinity Stamps new collection. Have them right here. It's on my to-do list to get these ready beforehand, but that did not happen. Hi, Marska. Oh my, I'm so excited to show you these. So I do have a video on my channel making this one already. And I do have a little closure with this one. So you can see me make this on my channel. This is a shaped card. Super fun. Everything is about nursing or sympathy or soup, which is very fun. And then this card is a slimline shaker card. I made this one over on the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. So if you want to check out, there's a lot of Band-Aids in there. If you want to check out how I made this one, head over to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. I will just briefly go over what is in the new release for Trinity, and then I will just use what I'm going to use today. I'm making 2 5x7 cards. I know a lot of people are really excited about 5x7, and I've been reaching for them more often. And that's really because I bought 5x7 card bases, and I just love all of the surface to play with the big surface compared to the A2 or the slimline. So I know it's kind of unusual. Usually I'm an A2 girl. So we're doing a slimline and 2 5x7s before I've even done any A2, which tells you how inspired I have been from this collection because I was able to kind of get out of my comfort zone. How about that cute little pill? So cute. Okay. If you are not aware about the new release, that's totally fine. There's embellishments. You're going to see me use these. These are called happy pills. They're so funny. There's a lot of like sympathy and healing going on. This one I am extremely excited for. I haven't even used it yet. But Trinity Stamps does this really cool thing where they have 2 products like this. So there's a die set and a stamp. They can coordinate or you can use them separately. So let's say you wanted to use this fun sympathy set or stamp. You can stamp it and then you can die cut it with this shadow die. Or if you're not a stamper, you can just grab this die set and you can do the sympathy with this, which is the same words here, and then a shadow die. So they're both standalone products, but they work so well together. And look, I have another one that I am just loving. I haven't used it yet, but I grabbed it when Trinity had a sale a little while ago. But I'm a teacher and I had to get this one. So again, they are standalone, but they do coordinate, which is so, so cool. How fun is that font? You know I'm a font person. All right. Thank you. All righty. Well, let's show you a few more things. Now, I said soup. Do you remember I said soup? There is an alphabet soup die set. I never thought I would have a die with soup. I think that is so fun and unique. There's also coordinating products that go with the soup, including a soup can, which is kind of like doubles as a pill bottle. And then there's little stamps that go with for the soup. Let's show you the whole kit and caboodle for the can of soup, because this is going to come in handy when I'm making my shaker card. Isn't this fun? You can make a can of soup or a pill bottle. So this is the die I use to make this little pill bottle. We're going to do a shaker because these embellishments are so cool. I have to make a shaker, you know? And then there's other dies like the tiny bandage set. Really neat. And then this is the coordinating dies for this stamp set. I like to keep them all together. So that's where I'm at. And then we have one more stamp set that I'll show you, which is so fun. I love adding these little cute faces, arms, and legs to the little pill bottles or the medicine. These little Band-Aids, you can see here, they look so happy when they're stamped out. I just love them. All right, so thank you for Trinity for having me be a guest designer for March. This release came out at the end of March. Their stuff comes out at the end of the month. So if you missed it, don't worry. It's not too late. It's actually just coming out now. And I'm also doing some guest designing for them in April. And if you were at the recent, I think it's called Creativation, you might have seen the Trinity Stamps booth. Oh my goodness. It is so cool. And it is right in line with their theme for that month. So if you haven't checked out their booth, go to the Trinity Stamps Instagram and you can see several of my cards are there. I'm so happy to see my cute little cards on their display. It made me so giddy yesterday. So yeah, you'll see a lot of those as well coming up. And I have another Trinity Stamps live later in the month when I'm on Easter break from school. So we'll see how that goes. And then let's see. I have a few little live event reminders before we get in. This video might be a little long. Today, I'm going to make pickles later today. And then I have a internet fiber guy coming. So we can't go too long, but I will just tell you that I'm going to do a live stream on Thursday of this week at the same time. And we're doing mini wax seals, which should be super fun. And those are from Spellbinders. We have Stamp Wars on the 19th. If you don't know what Stamp Wars is, it is a fun stamping competition with crafty friends. And it is on Nancy Stamps' YouTube channel. It is so fun. I'm hosting with Nancy this time, and I'm very excited. We have a really cool sponsor. It's a secret who the sponsor is, and I'm very excited. And let's see, there's one more thing. Oh, there's actually a couple more things. Better Press Babes, we have a live on Melanie's channel on the 25th of this month. I'm going on Craft Roulette in June. I'm super excited about that. And then a few hops that are going on right now because I love giveaways, and I'm not doing these giveaways, but I'm part of them. I'm on the Crafty Meraki design team, and we have a Crafty Meraki Instagram hop right now. And then I was asked to be a guest designer for Altenew right now, and there's an Altenew video hop going right now. Actually, my video just went up 42 minutes ago. So if you're interested in that, they're giving away like $300 of product, Altenew is. So they really know how to do a giveaway. Definitely check out that video after we're done here, if you don't mind. And then, of course, I'd like to invite you to my stationery maker group on Facebook. And if you have any thoughts, you can go ahead and drop them in the chat or comments as we go along. All right, I think that is as much of an intro as we're going to do today. I'm going to get my shaker window ready to go before my next card. So what my plan is for this one is to make a shaker pill bottle like so on this 5x7 card and maybe put it wonky. I'm not sure yet, but I need to get my shaker window prepared. And so how I made this shaker window, just did a little bit of pre-cutting. So you're not hearing my die cutting machine the entire live, was I used the big die from the soup can like so. And then I used the small insert like this. Another way to get the shaker frame is to use these two together, and that gets you a skinny frame. I don't know. I wanted it to be a little more bulky. So I used the big one and the smallest insert, and that got me this piece. And I didn't need both sides. So I just simply used a smaller piece of paper. So I have this side cut out. So we have that. And then I have the top of the pill bottle with these two pieces. I figured we would do like a two-tone kind of look here. This is gray. It looks definitely more gray when it's on the white, but here it looks white. And then I have several pills already die cut out and glued together. I think I left one unglued. This one, we'll put that together. And then I had to do a couple little hearts because that's just me. And then I'm going to be picky and pick out some of the red ones here. So that is the plan for this card. Then we'll pop a few fun sentiments on it or do something fun. Can't plan everything for a live because, you know, sometimes plans don't always work out. So might as well just be. Okay, Melanie was so right. If you know Melanie Smith, she told me to get this, which is the glue press. It is such a good choice. Great advice. Thank you, dear. It has this little stand. You probably know what this is if you're watching and you're a card maker, but I am thoroughly impressed with it. And I have not had a lot of glue smushes since I grabbed it. So I'm pretty happy about that. I know, I'm excited about Craft Roulette too. Last time I was on Craft Roulette, not on Craft Roulette, when I was watching Craft Roulette last weekend, I was really inspired by the stipulations of Craft Roulette, and I made a video on my channel. I know that Craft Roulette is super fun. I'm fairly new to the whole Craft Roulette world, so there's certain things that I just don't know yet, but I'm really excited. And I think it's such a fun show. All right, I'm using this, which you're probably wondering, what is that? It is sold as cake decorating acetate. So you would wrap it around a cake, do some funky frosting or whatever, and then relieve it to be a cake. But I like using this for card making and shakers. So I bought it, and it's a cheap way to get acetate. I'll tell you that. I'm just going to stick it down. We're going to put something heavy over it, and we'll come back to it later, and I'll trim it up. Heavy-ish, just enough for it to get flat. Might as well use some of these magnets and such. All right, now as that is drying and such, let's put together one of the pills because it is on my desk and out right now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've done Stamp Wars, so I think that Craft Roulette will be just fine. I think the only thing I'm nervous about for Craft Roulette is finding what I want to use in my craft room when I need to find it. I recently did a little bit of a de-stash in my craft room, so I kind of know what I have and what I don't have, but in June, will I remember? Maybe. Maybe not. We will see. All right, my other 5x7 card, I went crazy with my die cutting machine. And I have all the Band-Aids in the land. I'm going to slide this over. Hopefully, yes, no glue is leaking, right? So we need all the space we can get from my Band-Aids here. I'm going to use this adorable stamp set. I didn't even show this at the beginning, but it is, what is this note? Junk. It is the Nurses Like You Are Precious and Few Nurses Appreciation stamp set, that is. There's a die to cut out this and a coordinating die for this one as well. So super cool. This is going to be kind of my focal point for my project. But my plan was to do a whole bunch of Band-Aids kind of brick-laid on my card here. So I'm going to, I laid it out here, but we're going to glue it onto this piece. So once I am done with this piece, I will trim it down and pop it on some black. At least that's my plan at this point. Oh, thank you. Mariska says, I love your sports apparel set. Been using it a lot lately. Still have to upload some to Instagram to tag me. Yeah, do that. I love seeing your work, especially with the collections that I have designed. I think that is like, I don't know, it's like a hug from afar when someone uses it. I think it's so fun to see. Thank you. I usually try to repost or like cross post when I get tagged in anything where people are using my collections or the farm collection, Justine's Farm. I'm still shocked that Spellbinders let me name it Justine's Farm. I was hoping, I didn't just want to say farm collection. I felt like that was not as personal. Now, if I can get these Band-Aids to be straight, that is going to be a whole nother win for today. I am trying not to hit the camera. I'm so sorry. Now, you can also die cut out little hearts to go on the Band-Aids, and I might do that. I might not. I don't know. I was kind of debating about doing that as I was preparing, but I think we'll just see how it looks. And this is going to be hanging off the edge for a bit here because we're going to trim it. If you know me, you know I love cool colors, so. Oh, bowling tags. That's wonderful. I know a lot of people have said with the sports equipment, the game day collection from Spellbinders that I helped design, it was perfect for making different sporting events. So if you were doing like centerpieces for a baseball team's team dinner or like a soccer team or soccer themed birthday party, a lot of people did like little cake toppers or table numbers, things like that. Just super fun to see. Yeah. Now I rated my purples and blues scrap area for all these Band-Aids, and I think only 2 of them are the same colors. A lot of them are different little hues, but it's always fun to use up scraps when I am crafting. I think I need to go through my scraps again and just get them a little bit more orderly because I tend to reach for bigger paper when I can't find the scrap I need, and then I think I just have too much little bits and bobs everywhere. Oh, I love this color. This is the teal. Oh, thank you. I really do love both collections for sure. The Better Press one was really extra fun to make because I'm a Better Press babe. Maybe you're a Better Press babe if you're watching. What does that mean? You might ask. My very good friend Melanie Smith and I run Better Press Babes, which is a group. We have a group on Facebook, and then we do live events on our channels. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this one for April is at near the end-ish of the month. It's on the 25th on her channel. And we have a new bunch of products to work with. I'm fairly certain she said the sponsor on the last time we were live, but just in case she didn't, I don't want to spoil anything, but she is going to be revealing a good code. We'll just leave it at that. Or not, maybe not a code. She's going to be, we have something good for you guys. We'll just put it that way. So you're not going to want to miss it. We also have that available as a replay. So if you're not watching from the US or you can't make it during that live, don't worry. You still could join in on the fun and watch the replay and also see the good thing. I'll just leave it at that. Super vague. That Melanie and I and the sponsor has got for you. It's just so fun to see more and more companies coming up with new press plates or better press plates, whatever you want to call them. But I call them better press plates because that's what I was first introduced to. But I think the technical term is press plates. But I just get excited when there's a new one. The sponsor that we have next month is not a new to the Better Press world, but I did notice another company on a radar popped up and have new press plates. These bricklaying is reminding me of the curlers or the hair rollers from like those foam rollers that I used to put in my hair when I was little. Got to do the bricklay on the curls so they are a little bit offset. No, Anne, I'm so sorry. I am not coming to the craft retreat in Nashville with Melanie. I wish I was. I'm not. It is, I know I'm randomly available at some times to have lives during the day, but it is very difficult to have a substitute teacher for kindergarten. I know that probably sounds a little strange if you don't know about teaching or whatnot. You might think, oh, that's crazy. No, it's not. But it really is almost more work to miss school and have a substitute than it is to have like 3 weeks of school. And that might sound kind of dramatic, but it is what it is. Maybe one day I will be able to get to one of those fun craft retreats. They always seem to happen on either the East Coast or in Arizona or California, and not usually in the Midwest. So one day, maybe I'll do my own event in Minnesota one day, and you can come enjoy the beautiful state of Minnesota. I'm not saying that sarcastically. I do love Minnesota. I think it's a gorgeous state. We have all 4 seasons here. We got birds and bugs and waterfalls. I would highly recommend a visit if you haven't yet. Bring the family. Lots of state parks as well. How did my crafting video turn into a promotion for Minnesota travel? I don't know. Oh, Anne says her daughter is going to be an elementary school teacher and she has 3 semesters left. Oh. Often I see online on the teacher things, they're like, what are 3 words you would tell to your first year teacher self? I think I would just say Love your students. As corny as that is my advice. Because the rest will come with time and experience. I just sat down to try to figure out how long I've been a teacher. And I've been teaching this is my 9th year of teaching. This is my 8th year at the school that I'm currently at, which I don't even know how that's possible because I feel like I just got here. So, ooh, Anne says there's a retreat in Wisconsin. I do not mind heading over to Wisconsin. So that sounds lovely. Wisconsin's another beautiful state. I know there's some big rivalries in the sports world with Wisconsin and Minnesota. So don't tell my dad I said I like Wisconsin. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure she'll be great. Yeah, your daughter will be great. I mean, not everyone is meant to be a teacher. I will just say that. But I think that, if she has the desire already in school for it, she's halfway there. Okay, I'm going to trim this down. We're going to use my trimmer arm here. So I need to get to 6 3/4. I'm going to trim this down so I have a 1/4 of an inch border here, and I'm going to trim 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to go from 5 inches, which is how wide the white paper is. I'm going to go 1/8 of an inch in and do 1/8 of an inch trim on this side. Goodness, I can't see because of the Band-Aid. And then do 1/8 of an inch trim on the other side. That way it's even and it's not losing my overall look. Oh, a large group of Wisconsin going to Nashville. I see. Oh, thank you. Anne says, I love the colors on the Band-Aids. Me too. I'm a cool tone gal. I always reach for that. And I do have a bunch of cool tone scraps. And I figured that these Band-Aids would need a lot of scraps. So that's what I went with. Okay, so this is 7 inches wide right now. Let's see what it looks like at 6 3/4. And that leaves a pretty good border. I think we'll go just one more 1/16 over. Now we're getting a little bit technical just to see. I think that is a little bit wider. I think we will go down to that 1/4 inch. There we go. That is like nearly great. Okay. So my card panel now is 4 3/4 by 5 3/4. And that will nest nicely on my black paper. If you've watched my channel, you know I love cool tones and I love black. So that's what we're up to. Oh, I see that we have about 19 people here. If you're just joining, you can go ahead and say hi in the chat. Or if you're watching on a TV, I know that's a little bit difficult. So I totally get it if you don't. But it's always fun to say hi. All right. Do we think this little guy should go there, or should we do the blue one? Or is that too much blue in that area? I feel like it needs more blue. We're going to do this one. Tell me what you think. Maybe I'm going to glue this down and then everyone's going to say purple. It's kind of purple. It's like periwinkle. There we go. So I have my bricks of Band-Aids. I'll just give this a little trim. Alrighty. And I might save these Band-Aids. I might put them on the inside of the card. They just look so fun on this strip. I might be having a fever dream and just thinking that would be a good idea now. We'll see. All right. Oh, Marianne says, I just wanted to say I love all the game day dies. That must have needed. It was a must needed theme for my stash. That makes me so happy to hear and read. Perfect. Yeah, it's almost been 2 years since the game day collection came out. So I think in the summer, I'm going to do something to promote that collection. So it will be 2 years in September that came out. It came out September 10th, which is my anniversary. So I don't think I will forget that release date. So, Spellbinders always releases on the 10th. All right, here we go. That's looking good. All right, now let's get to stamping. Hopefully you don't mind this being a little long. We're just hanging out, I think I'm going to do heat embossing. We're going to make it kind of a dramatic card. We're going to do black. And should we do silver? Yes, silver it is. Let's do silver. Heat embossing. I'm going to plug in my heat embossing gun. The other day, I thought my heat gun broke, but it wasn't even plugged in. I did the same thing with my vacuum and my toaster. So, it was just one of those days where I thought, why is everything broken? It wasn't. It wasn't at all. Alrighty. One day we will have all of the cords figured out. Today, we're trying our best. Okay, so we have my ink. I'll use just clear Versamark, nothing crazy. And since I'm using black paper, I will use my little dusty tool. Oh, good. Janice says, I love the longer just hanging out videos. Well, that's good. Because, if I wasn't live on YouTube right now, I would still be crafting just by myself. I do need to make those pickles later today. I have cucumbers that they're going a little funky and they're saying, make me a pickle. Don't worry, the pickles are not actually speaking to me. In my head examined if that was the case. All right, here's my clear Versamark ink and my stamp. Good old stamp block. I still can't find my Misty. I think I said that in one of my other videos. I have a large Misty and a regular size Misty. I cannot find it anywhere. I did just clean my craft room this weekend. Full disclosure, I was only cleaning my craft room because my brother-in-law was coming over to help my husband hang up sheetrock in our dining room. Our dining room was completely gutted and like down to the studs gutted because it had no insulation. And I live in Minnesota, if you didn't know, and we need insulation here. And we live in a beautiful but older home. So bless my sweet husband for keeping me warm. All right, I keep my embossing powder in these sandwich containers from Dollar Tree. So I have all my silver in one here. And I'll just let that sit for a second. And we'll do a little tap, tap, tap. I need to get more white embossing powder because look how clean and lovely this looks, the silver. My white is so clumpy. I use my white so much. I think I'm going to use my white on my shaker project that we're going to do next. So you'll see the clumps. Clump is not a nice word. Okay, I'm going to mute myself for just a minute here as I heat emboss this because my microphone is right where this heat gun is. So I don't want to bust out your speakers. And we're back. I know I have a lot of people ask me, how do you heat emboss and not have it burn or not have it get wiggly wobbly with warped paper? My advice is to keep the heat gun moving so it's not in one spot for too long. And you can always go on the top and then heat on the bottom, and that will help the paper not to warp. So just a little tip for you if you were curious. All right, I need my little Scout. We'll use my Scout today since this isn't too large. I always use tape when I am die cutting just because I'm not someone who wants to stamp this out twice for the same project. That sounds annoying to me. So we're going to do it just once. I'm loving the silver. It's super shiny. Coordinating dies always make my heart happy too. Yeah, John, is it Yana or Jana? Because I don't want to say it incorrectly. And I see your comments a lot. And I'm terrible with names, so let me know if it is Yana or Jana. In Minnesota, we have a lot of Swedish influence in like the Minnesota culture. So I know people who say it both ways. So just to be sure, let me know. Jana. Oh, hello. Perfect. Okay, and we are rolling it through. There we go. Super easy. Any die cutting machine would do, but since my go-to die cutting machine that I use all the time, I have two. One is 8.5 inches, and it's a Big Daddy Platinum. And he's not going to fit right here on my desk. And he lives away. And my other one is electric. My Scout is the perfect guy for the job. Ooh la la, that's looking cute. We have to pop this up with foam because it will give dimension. There we go. Let me know in the comments your favorite foam, because these little strips are my go-to foam. And they are cheap, but they work really well for skinny sentiments. They work well for shaping things around like this. And they work well for shaker cards, which I'm going to do momentarily once I'm finished with this project. And people in the chat are saying that they hate Cussy Cuddy. The first time I heard anyone say that, it was Joy Wilson. Cussy cutting instead of fussy cutting. I don't mind fussy cutting, but I really don't want to do it around sentiments. It's just not my thing. All right, I think I'm going to put it in the middle, which is a little bit unusual for me. Usually I like to put things in either the top third or the bottom third, but the middle is just looking right today. There we go. And then scrapbook adhesive. Sheets of foam off of Amazon and just cut them down. Okay, that works too. All right, let's get some gems. Gotta pop a gem on this, as usual. Sometimes it's better just to throw them all out and see what we're working with. I have some from Trinity, but they are not in the same colorway as what I'm using here. So I'm just going to pull some from my stash. Kind of like the boldness of that blue. Cosmic. We'll put out those silvery ones too. Sometimes fun to use two different kinds of sentiments and not do just one. Oh, you met Joy. That's wonderful. I'm meeting Joy this summer. I'm so excited. She's in Kentucky, which is close to Cincinnati. And I'm going to Cincinnati-ish, Ohio-ish area. And I'm going to meet Melanie. I'm so excited. Can you imagine having a best friend for a few years and not meeting in person? That's my life. All right. Cooperate, little gems. I think we'll do 5 blues. And then we'll do some silvery ones. That is really nice. You know, I hope I don't have to use this card anytime soon because I envision using this style of card when like a nurse has helped you in the hospital, or if you have like, well, I guess Nurse Appreciation Day, that would be kind of nice to do. I do know a few nurses. Never mind. We're going to use it for something like that. Something happy. Does it need something on the top? No. Let's see. We have 5. 5 and 4 is 9. We're in the odd zone. That is good. Although sometimes I do even because I'm a rule breaker. Okay. Yes, and Melanie, you met Melanie in Nashville. She's just a doll. All right, I have my 5x7 card base all ready to go. I know, Anne. I would love to meet as many crafty people as I can. You guys are my people. It's so awkward when sometimes I go to a party and it's like, nobody here makes cards. It's so sad. But that's okay. I actually just tried something new that is crafty related, and I figured I would talk about it closer to Easter, but you know what? This Sunday was Passion Sunday, so we're as close to Easter as probably my videos are going to get for pre-filming and such. But I just did some Ukrainian Easter egg making on Sunday, and that was super fun with some friends. And right now my egg is not finished. I used a duck egg and I put a chicken on it. So if you want to see my duck egg when it's finished, I will put that on Instagram just for fun. Not my crafty Instagram, but my regular Instagram, which is just Justine Dvorak. So if you want to creep on my life, you can certainly check that out. You can see pictures of my cat, my family, and my husband. I really don't post on there as much as I do on my card one, but it's still fun to keep things a little bit separate. But making the Ukrainian Easter eggs was extra fun because my heritage is Ukrainian. I'm American by birth, if you will. But I have Ukrainian blood. So that was fun. It's something that I would have loved to do with my grandma, but I don't know if she even made it, but she would have loved to try it. I know that. She's an avid crafter and crocheter, knitting teacher, crocheting teacher for years. How fun are the Band-Aids on the inside? I think that's fun. You tell me what you think. I like it. Alrighty, adding that to my pile of cute nursing cards. Let's go back to my shaker. Give a little peep at him. Where is he? Come out, wherever you are. There he is. We'll trim him up. Sorry, I made myself a little coffee before I started here. I was up way too late last night. Ugh. And then I was tired. Yesterday was so fun. I co-hosted a spelling bee at our school, the first spelling bee that we've ever done at our school with my teacher friend. and it was such fun. And almost all of the students that participated, I used to teach not just kindergarten, but I used to teach 3rd and 4th grade. Almost all of the students I've either had as a teacher or I know their moms. So I know the kids. So I knew all of them who were participating, and it was just so fun to see them shine and grow. And that's basically the best part about being a teacher. There we go. Am I shaky right now? That was weird. All right. Well, my shaker window is all set. Hooray. Hooray, hurrah, whatever you want to say. I'm going to just snip off this extra little piece. This happened when I used my die. It was so fun. Now I have to make some kind of a B card for the sponsor. We had a sponsor the prizes. We gave away gift cards for Subway and Dairy Queen. So, all right, let's do shaker moments here. I'm going to use 2 pieces of foam. Remove them. They're still together. And we're just going to fold it over on itself. And the release tape's still on both sides. And it's stuck together. That's how I make my double foam. I think it is the easiest thing in the world to make double foam this way. I'll take one side off and we'll just build our little well for the shaker. And I'm going to press firmly so it really sticks down and nothing's going to get stuck. I mean, sometimes things do get stuck in shakers. That's just the way it goes. And we'll do some more. With live crafting, you get to see the whole thing happen. Sometimes when I'm filming, I will skip over this part because it is a tad bit repetitive. Don't mind all the glue that's on my fingers right now. It's looking a little crusty. Sorry. Making my way around. There we go. One more should do. It was fun, yeah. So that's all set together, and I'll snip off the remaining. I'm going to leave the strip on there just because whatever's remaining is going to be used sometime else, and I don't want it to lose its stick. So I'll just butt it up against the last piece and do a little snipping. And then put the whatever's left, cover it back up as best as I can. And then we'll use it another time. And it's not going to lose its stick. Just shove that down in the little crevice. Crevice, that sounds so dramatic. Okay. Where is my background? Here it is. That's looking a little small, and I don't want my shaker bits to have any room to escape up there. So we're going to pivot. We're going to use something else. This is what happens when it's live. We'll just use white paper and we'll cut it down to the size. No, we're going to use the die because why not? I'll just set it offset it a little bit. It might go over the edge here, but that's fine. As long as it gets the shaker well area, then I'm happy with it. Good. All right, I'm going to quick mute this because I'm going to use my electric die cutting machine, and she's loud. All right, we're all cut up. And then I'm just going to use my scissors to trim this down. Like that. And that should make my shaker well. I'm actually going to cut it down a little bit more because the top isn't really necessary. And I'm going to cut just maybe a little bit off the sides just so it doesn't overlap. I don't really love it when you can see the back paper on a shaker. So a little trimming. There we go. Hopefully it's not too small. Oh, perfect. Alrighty. We're going to use our anti-static tool before I remove my sticky areas. Ooh, that's looking a little too much of the clay. Both sides are a little bit sticky. Now, acetate will attract everything, basically. I think it's the static, and it is dry in Minnesota. So I think that is now too cloudy, and I don't want it to be cloudy. So I'm going to use a microfiber cloth and just kind of wipe the window. I don't want it to be a cloudy pill bottle. That just sounds gross. Although pill bottles can get cloudy, so maybe that is like going to be perfect. Who knows? Okay, I'm going to put my little pieces in here. I'm going to put the pills face down because this is the back of the shaker. You're going to see little candy cane stripes on the back of some of the pills because I used scraps. And I used the pills here. Was it a better press? It might have been a better press or a glimmer plate, but it was glimmered anyway with some white foil. Once upon a time. Now it's a scrap. Okay, now we're going to be picky and pick out just the red ones, which is perfect because on my other card, I picked out the teal and the yellows. So I have a lot of reds left. And we'll just put in a few. Oh, they're so happy. These are clay, so they're double-sided. They make a long log of them and then chop them up. Super fun. Now with the soup bowl, you can make a cereal bowl, which is, I think, what I'm going to do on my next live for Trinity. We'll see. That's a few weeks away. I might decide something else. So we'll see. But that was exciting to me. All right. That looks like enough. I'm going to put the big one on the outside, I think. We'll do a little shaker hack with those. 4 is no good. 5 is much better. I love all of their embellishments from Trinity. They have rubber duck ones too. So cute. Just wait till you see the April ones. I can't wait to show you. I just can't wait. Now, I do have all of the things I'm using linked below, except the foam. It's just from Amazon. And being an Amazon affiliate is a headache and a half, and I just don't have time for that. So if you can find the foam on someone who's more reputable, go for it. But usually when I'm out of foam, it's an emergency situation, and I have 3 or 4 shaker cards in my head that I want to make. So Amazon, I guess, is quick. I'm going to be dramatic and just push pretty aggressively around the edge so it is sealing. All the way around. Ta-da! There's my little pill bottle. It's looking a little crazy in there. Pills, hearts, etc. All right, we're going to dress it up with the lid. then it just will look more like a pill bottle. Another thing that I was thinking when I saw this jar or this lid was making a peanut butter jar. I think, maybe I'm wrong, but I think I have something in my stash that's like peanut butter and jelly themed. I might be having a fever dream. I don't know. All right, I'm not allowed to say fever dream anymore in this video because I don't even have a fever. But 2 times is plenty for one video. I don't remember if it's going this way or the other way, so we might have to flip it. Yeah, that works. Perfect. Looking very pill bottle-y. And looking at it, I think I wish I would have done the whole inside die and the outside one. So the next time I make a shaker with this pill bottle, I will do that. But you live and you learn. All right, this shaker window is going to go onto this black piece of paper for my card base. And I said I was going to use these guys, so we can't forget about them. I wasn't sure that these shaker bits were going to be all over like so. They're not high mover shakers. I think that's just because they're thick paper and wasn't like the biggest well for them to hang out in. But sometimes you can put embellishments on shakers on the window. And then they will look like they're flying around when you are not even shaking it. But why not add more dimension and fun? Okay, so it's going to go crooked like that, or wonky. Wonky is a nice way of saying it. And let's see, what sentiment do I want to use? Let me know in the chat which ones you want. I don't want to do the one that says, sorry, you feel like, because I don't want to be demonetized for this live for not being family friendly. So tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments, and I'm going to put my black paper on my card base as we decide together. Can you see them okay? Should I put this white behind it? There we go. I'm open to doing like comfort and rest and something else. So let me know what you think. I love when the paper actually fits the card base. What a win. Did I mention I love this glue press? It is super easy to use. Comfort and rest. Okay. Anything else with the comfort and rest? It's kind of a big card, so I'm open to doing comfort and rest with something else too. Sometimes it's good just to take it off and see what it will look like wherever you want to put it. Comfort and rest. Well, maybe that is just enough. Sunshine. Comfort and rest get better soon. Sunshine. Should we put it on? Sorry, I know I said like look and read and tell me what you want, and then I'm moving it, but bear with me. Get well soon, sunshine, comfort and rest. Something like that. I could do it straight and do comfort and rest, maybe with like a red border. I think this needs some kind of a grounding. I need to put something down here so it's not just like a floating pill bottle. We'll do that as we think about the sentiments. Okay, let's see. Probably a brown, maybe for like a table. Too small. Good old craft paper. All right, well, I just have to cut this down to 5 by maybe an inch or 2. So we'll see, 5. And let's see, how big do I want my table chunk to be? Yeah, maybe 2 inches. More scraps for later. Yay. Oh dear, and of course I cut that the wrong way. Okay, see if I can find another brown scrap. Such is life. I don't really use a lot of brown, so we might just have to get a new piece of craft tape, craft paper. Okay, let's see, 5. I'm going to cut it down to be A2 card base size, just so I don't have to worry about it later. And then I'm going to trim off one of them to be what I need for this project. Future crafter Justine will be happy about that. Okay, so don't mess this up again. We have 5 inches. Yes. And then I'm going to turn it this way and cut the next step. We'll say 2 inches, 2 by 5. And after hearing my husband talk about all these remodeling and such, 2 by 5 just makes me feel like we're back at the lumber yard. I have been picking up a lot of wood for him. Perfect. A little table moment there. Should we give it a little shadow? I'm feeling like the too much gene kicking in here. Nope, that's dry as a bone. Don't worry, the vintage photo is never far from my desk. Here we go. Okay, we might need to clean my work surface in a minute after this, but that's fine. This is just going to give a little shadow to the pill bottle so it's not too stale or stagnant, maybe is a better word for that. Good. Enough of a shadow without being dusty crusty. That's what we're going for. And let's see, my little water. I feel like every time I could hit the camera I have today, so my apologies. Here we go. Put that on. Okay. Wood grain paper would be great, but I do not have wood grain paper. I do have a wood grain. No, I don't think I do have that. I have a wood grain glimmer plate that is a very old glimmer plate from Spellbinders that actually I just used on my craft roulette card, but I don't have wood grain pattern paper. We're going to go with this. But very good idea, Sharon. Ta-da! That looks cute with a little shadow. All right. We're going to be bold and go ahead and glue on my shaker, and then we'll deal with the sentiments. Sentiments can be my favorite and least favorite part of some cards. because I never know which one to use, because a lot of the times the companies have really good selections and I want to use like 5 sentiments, and sometimes it's just too much. Much too much. How fun is this shaker? I'm having too much fun. Girl, you're live. Don't be weird. Okay. Should we do black or red? Red seems weird. Black seems too black. What are you thinking, people? Help a girl out. I want to use white embossing powder. I know that. But maybe black would be kind of good because it's... Or yellow, maybe? White? I'm going to use white embossing powder, so I don't know about white. I think white paper would get lost with my shaker. Maybe yellow. Something a little cheerful, and we got sunshine going. Be weird. I think I'm going to try yellow. Worst case scenario, we just don't use it. And I have a scrap. I think this will work. Is yellow too weird? Whatever, we're going to try it. Now I'm thinking I should do a little more golden. Is this darker? Not really. How about this? Should we do a shadow? We're going to do a shadow. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, we're going to do kind of like what I did here. So a shadow on the sentiment. What are you up to? I'm so like nosy, but also a little curious. Curious is a nice way to say nosy, if you didn't know. But are you on lunch break right now? Are you home? Very wondering. Now I can't find my stamp block. Well, I'll have to use a different one. After the lives, I always find what I'm looking for. Of course. This one is far more loved, we'll just say. You know, I think I'm going to use the bright yellow. So bright yellow is just looking really cute with the red. Okay. I'm just rubbing off. It's always good to rub new stamps because usually when stamps come brand new, they have a little bit of this product on the stamp that is from the factory, wherever it's made. And you want to wipe it down with either a hand or something that's not full of lint. So you don't want to use like a washcloth or a paper towel because that would get really linty. Linty is not the word that I thought I was using today. Oh, yes, I'm sure in Spain it is evening time. I know a lot of people right now are watching the Lori Vallow Daybell case live. If you know about that court case, you have to tell me in the chat. I have to know. I'm feeling very nosy. There we go. Now I have my second sentiment. Again, I'm going to use white embossing powder. So why not? At home design team projects, crafting in my jammies. Is there any other way to craft? Right now I'm not in my pajamas because like I said, I got to make pickles later and I have internet fiber guy coming over to check out some cord. I don't know. So I can't really be in my pajamas today, but I love crafting in my jams. Shout out to Pajama Crafter Stamps. I'm on their design team and I love crafting in my pajamas. Get my white powder. Do you see how it looks chunkier and clumpier Am I crazy? There's even like a hair from a paintbrush in there. Gross. All right, we'll let that just marinate before I start tapping. We'll do the sunshine one too. It's a fleck of glitter in there. Where did that come from? I don't know. I never know. I'm a glitter person, so I never worry about having glitter. I even used glitter when I did my kindergarten roundup in March. So I had some 4-year-olds in my classroom, and we used glitter because we read the book Rainbow Fish and we wanted a sparkly fin. And I think that's some people's version of Crazy Town, letting 4-year-olds use glitter. Like they literally held the glitter. Why not have fun though, you know? I'm going to mute this so I can heat emboss my sentiment. The second it gets shiny is the second that you want to keep the heat gun moving. Just saying. Okay, now to find my coordinating dies. They are here somewhere over the rainbow. I think I'm going to pull in some more of the yellow pills from the Happy Pill set. I'm going to just set them there so I don't forget. But that will just tie in more of the yellow back into the project. So we're all coordinating comfort and rest. Haha, that's the one. Is this the right one for this? Look at that. Good guess. Very good guess. All right. Let's use my Sidekick next. Sidekick is a little die cutting machine. Smaller than the Scout even. But just depending on what I'm using, the size anyway, I will pull for different machines. So we're going to give them all a little love today. Except the Platinum Daddy. He did not get any love today. Maybe I'll have to better press something tonight so he doesn't feel lonely. Alrighty, that one's good. People who can die cut without tape, you are impressive to me. I'm not that person, and that's okay. Perfect. Alrighty, get to die cutting. I'm just going to snip off the little arms that are on the edges here. And those little yellow scraps are going to be used for flowers or something bright and pretty in the future. I do like the Sidekick because you can put this little lever down and you can die cut without it sliding around. So that is really nice. I got my Sidekick at my craft store that closed last year. Still upset about that, by the way. But I got it on a very good sale. You might even see some of the egg dye that was on my hands from those Ukrainian eggs this weekend. The dyes were pretty strong. And of course I did a cool tone egg because why not? So it's purple and blue and black. It's my thing. Comfort and rest, feel better, sunshine, get better sunshine. Where in the world to put my sentiments now? I don't want to cover up too much of the shaker. We're going to move this guy. Oh, good. The glue wasn't even dry. That worked out. I'm going to have it offset like this. That should do it. And of course, we're going to use foam because we love dimension around here. There we go. It's so fun that you're watching all the way from Spain. I've been to Spain once before and it was beautiful. I'm in the US, if you can't tell from my accent, from the US, and live in the middle of Minnesota, so kind of by Canada. Not really Canada, but like, I don't know, not in the cities anymore. I grew up in the cities, Twin Cities. Now I live in a small town. Little journey moment there, if you will. Alrighty. Putting the get better soon sunshine right there. Perfecto. Perfektenschlag. If you know what that means, you got to tell me in the chat. Do you know what Perfektenschlag means? All right, so let's get some yellow guys. Put them on the side. You know, maybe we'll have some on the table. Then the background isn't too empty looking. To put my glue press back to how it needs to be. And the big guys. Do a little red one there. Oh, these are so cute. I just love the little smileys on the pills. Happy pills. And the Band-Aids are so cute as well. I think I did show the Band-Aids. Do a big red one and then a little yellow guy. A yellow-bellied friend. Oh, they're cute. Okay, that's 6 though. We need an odd. We'll do another little yellow. This is not my color palette that I usually gravitate to. So I am enjoying stretching my brain a little bit, but it is definitely not my usual. All right, I'm going to put them both on the screen so you can see, and then you can tell me either in the chat or after the live is over which one is your favorite, because I'd like to know. I like them both for different reasons, but if I had to pick a favorite, surprisingly, I think I would pick the shaker because I love a shaker card, but I do love the Band-Aids color on this one. So you tell me what your favorite is, and then we'll all know. Vote for your favorite. Jana says she likes the Band-Aids. All right. Ooh, we have one for the pill bottle. Can pick. Love them both. Well, thank you. Yeah, they are pretty different. So anyway, if you don't mind leaving a like before you hit the road, and if you want more lives from me, you can go ahead and subscribe, and then you will be able to be notified when I do go live. Oh, I love Dwight in the chat. You know what Perfektenschlag is. Perfect. Bonus points for you. Yes, the yellow is definitely cheerful. I'm realizing there's a glare there. There we go. Definitely showing it a little nicer there. You know what we could do on this one is add the wink of Stella. I'm trying not to gasp so much when I do lives. I just filmed my Trinity Stamps video for the April release, and I did a huge gasp in that video, and I scared myself when I was editing that video. Yeah. So normal. There we go. Super sparkly. The more sparkle, the better. Does anyone else find sparkles all over in the most strange places, either in your house or on in your hair? I definitely have. I have a crafty friend who has I think she has a 4-month-old now, and she said she found a little piece of glitter stuck to the back of the 4-month-old head. He must have got into something. All right. The extra glitter is looking cute, but my end looks like it is full glitter and the rest of it is not. So we're going to go over again with another layer. So like I said, as we finish up here, pick a favorite. Let me know. Hit the like button before you head out. Subscribe for more. Come back Thursday. I'm going to do mini wax seals. It is totally different than what I showed here. They are so, so cute. I am going to be using and finishing up this card. I have not lost it. I've left it on my desk for a reason. But this card from my club video, and pop a wax seal on there. For whatever reason, my club videos have really taken off on YouTube. So if you are new to my channel and you came from the club videos, I welcome you, and come back on Thursday. We'll do this again. Live crafting, but something totally different. So bring your little tea light candles and we'll get waxy. Super appealing, isn't it? Let's just get waxy, friends. Okie dokie. Well, we will see you later. Thanks for being with me here today. And if you're here from the replay, thanks for being here too. See you later. Bye, crafty friend.